Hey guys, it's Sensuki. This will be a little bit of a different video from the ones that I usually do. This will actually be focusing on a mod that has been made for Pillars of Eternity at present. The mod has been developed by a guy named Bester, and the mod contains a lot of the things that I wanted to see in Pillars of Eternity, but the Obsidian didn't implement, so Bester has gone and implemented them for me, and I'm going to demonstrate how cool it is. Okay, so first off, I asked Bester to do was to investigate whether it was possible to add in UI options. So as you can see here in the options menu in Pillars of Eternity, there is now a new tab called IE mod. When you click on that, there is now a new bunch of UI options in this panel here, and you can turn them on and off as you wish. Now the first request that I made was to make the selection circles of NPCs blue, because currently in Pillars of Eternity, as you can see, they're all green, which is the same color as the party, and it makes it very difficult to, at a glance, tell which is a member of the party. You also know that when I'm holding down tab here and it's not actually showing any of the unit tooltips. That's another thing that I requested to have in, because in the Infinity Engine games, when you held down tab, all it did was highlight lootable over here. See how it highlights that lootable container, and it highlights interactables as well. So you can see that when I hold down the tab key, it only highlights interactables and containers. So there you go. Now that is much less annoying than having all the unit tooltips show at the same time. Now the only thing, what happens, it only shows the unit tooltip when you hold down tab over the unit, which is how you would display a unit tooltip in the Infinity Engine games. So it makes it follow the legacy commands. It also shows all of the selection circles if you don't have that option on. So I don't really care about that. So I'll go on to the next option, blue selection circles. So I'll turn that on. As you can see, it has now changed the selection circle color of all the NPCs to a blue color, which I think Bester has selected. It's not the default color of colorblind NPCs, it's some blue color that Bester has implemented. And there's also another option, you can change it to the Infinity Engine-like blue, which is what I'm going to demonstrate in a second. So another thing that you could do in the Infinity Engine games that was on by default in Baldur's Gate 1 is have selection circles for all units shown all the time. So as you can see, once I've clicked that option, it now shows selection circles for all of the units that you can see on the screen, which is very handy, and that's what I prefer playing with, so that's great that he's been able to do that. Another thing that it has done is disable excessive highlighting. Now I can't actually demonstrate this because I'm in the inn, but what happens in combat is when you mouse over one of your characters, your character will start blinking, and their unit model will turn into a shade of green or a shade of blue, depending on what colorblind option you have on. And that's really annoying. It's fine to have on for AoE highlighting, but for some reason Obsidian have chosen to have it on for all units that you mouse over in combat, but they've let you disable it for AoE highlighting, which is really strange, because that is the only time that I would ever want something to be highlighted is when I'm mousing over them with an AoE ability. The next things that Bester has added in is disabling, that's that one, yep, unlocking combat inventory and looting in combat. So now when you turn this on, you'll be able to swap items around in the inventory in combat. So if I open the inventory here, you'll be able to swap weapons and all that kind of stuff, but you won't be able to change your armor. I think he's managed to limit that. So you'll be able to change weapons and swap items into quick items and that in the middle of combat, which is really good, and that's something that I did very often in the Infinity Engine games. He's also added in the disable engagement mod, which turns off melee engagement. Now this isn't quite implemented properly yet, because there's a lot of items and abilities in the game that are related to engagement, and those need to be changed, probably by me, to work without engagement. So that's something that I'm going to be doing after the release of the game, is working on a proper no engagement mod that modifies all the abilities and all the items and that to make them do something else instead. And the other thing that I need to investigate is there's some animation bugs with characters in recovery chasing moving characters. And that's something that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. Is I'll be trying to investigate that issue, and I'll hopefully make a few videos to demonstrate where it occurs in the vanilla game, so that it can be fixed for the mod. And the final option that Best has put in is the cyan selection circles, which you actually have to exit to the main menu to be able to see, because it requires a reset of the renderer, I think. So I'm going to load the game again. And there you have it, cyan selection circles. Now this looks a lot more like an Infinity Engine game now, doesn't it? And this is one of the things that Bester is going to be working on, in implementing things to make sure that the game feels more like playing an Infinity Engine game than what Obsidian have produced, because they've ignored a lot of the just basic things that were part of the Infinity Engine games. So if you have a suggestion, you can feel free to contact Bester. I think there's a thread on the Obsidian forums, and there's a thread on the RPG Codex forums, which I think is his preferred forum, the PE coding and hacking thread. He's got his contact details in there. If you want to see something in the mod, feel free to contact him. Feel free to contact me as well. But yeah, Indeed. This is something that both of us will probably plan on working on after the release of the game. Best is way better at programming than me, so he'll probably be doing that kind of stuff. I'll probably be focusing on design, maybe modifying the attributes and the game balancing and all that kind of stuff to try and make the game feel a little bit more like an Infinity Engine game, and make it more fun for myself and the other people that think that there's some problems with the way that the game feels. Thanks for watching, guys, and look forward to the next video.